from the front window of the tent. It's about 6:15 on Sunday morning. Another beautiful day, it looks like.
Morning, coffee.
Terry's restocking the fridge and making our coffees. Quiet in the Curling's camp. Art and Sharon on our chairs up here. Enjoying the view. There's the dingo tracks from the dingo who was howling earlier. He laid down here. There's dingo tracks, human tracks, and some other little creature kind of tracks.
Green-eyed bastard. Gotcha.
March fly.
March flies. After a stunning sunrise and an uber-relaxed morning at Ocean Beach Camp, we sat on the dunes enjoying our coffee infusion. This is another one of those little moments in time that are so special, but can often be forgotten so easily when our busy lives get in the way. The boys decided to have a swim to cool down as it was already getting pretty warm. After the swim, we walked to Nagala Rocks to see if the track had dried out any from what you saw in episode 1. If it was, then the route would be clear for us to head to the northernmost point of Fraser Island, Sandy Cape. We decided to stay out at Orchid Beach for another day, just because we were having such a wonderful time here. And we had our roots down and we said, well, geez, let's just stay. And check this out. We had those roaring easterlies yesterday, pumping and blowing all of the salt spray in. Today we got a westerly, and I don't know whether you can see down the beach, but that's Nkgala Rocks in the distance, about 1 kilometer down, and all of the salt spray is being blown out to sea. So the beach is perfectly clear. Just a stunning day. And it's warm. It'll be 30 degrees. And right now, Brisbane's getting smashed. Another 200 mil they're forecast today. Here comes Jill from the campsite. As we walked north from camp to Nagala Rocks, we crossed a tannin-stained little river running from Ocean Lake into the surf. Tannins are naturally occurring chemicals that are found commonly in the bark of trees, leaves, seeds, that sort of thing. Tannins stored in the bark of trees protect the tree from being infected by bacteria and fungi. And similar properties are extended to the waterways as it leaches into them. These waterways generally have less vegetation because of the antimicrobial properties of the tannins, the acidic pH that the tannins create, and because the dark color of the stain lets less light through. Because of the dark, eerie color, many people think it's bad for you, but it's exactly the opposite. Have you ever had a cup of tea? If you have, then you've consumed tannins.
Walking to Nagala Rocks. Through the tannin-colored fresh water. There's someone heading to the rocks across now. Low tide's at noon, and it's probably like 9:45, something like that. So nice. At Nagala Rocks.
Walked back down to Nagala Rocks again. Check that out from yesterday. What a difference. This is steep. Jill's gonna lock the hips in and give it a go. You can do it! You got it! Hey.
I just climbed up there. It's really steep.
All right, we'll walk back around Nagala Rocks, head back to camp, grab a beer and have a swim. Have a nice, relaxing day. Tomorrow we'll drive up through Nagala Rocks and head up to Sandy Cape.
What are you doing, Tiana?
Exploring.
Can you get up? Birds flying all around. I'm going on the top of the dune. Just over that, the top there is where they're coming through at Nagala Rocks. I'm in like a mid dip in between two dunes, and those guys are out at the ocean there. I'm going to do video of me running. I have a bottle of water in my pocket, so it will be noisy. Hello, Chile. We're walking up the creek, and where the sand is washed out on the other side. It's like the Badlands or a cityscape or something.
This is the overflow for Ocean Lake, and there's where it dumps out into the surf.
Just having a drink. We're sitting here doing absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Just enjoying life.
Yep. High tide on Monday morning, and it's finally stopped raining in Brisbane. The rain has moved south to New South Wales.
Today is the day we plan to push all the way north to Sandy Cape. As you can see from this footage, at high tide the water reaches the base of the four dunes. Also on the way north there are several coffee rock outcrops that you have to negotiate. For these reasons you can only get to the Cape as the tide allows, and preferably on a falling tide in case you get caught out on your return south. So that means we'll sit on the dunes, enjoy a coffee and a leisurely morning, and wait for the tide to drop.
Here comes Terry. We're at Nagala Rocks. We didn't do this the other day because it was just too hussy and yuck. It's dried out a bit, so we shall see if we get through, which I'm sure we will.
Hey Matt, I just wanted to know whether you want to go in front of Tiana. Yeah.
better than the other day. The other day it was like soup in here, it was just so soft and still wet. Pretty easy today.
Right, Gianna, bring it up.
Roger.
Once you're through Nagala, it's a pretty straight run all the way up to Sandy Cape. Couple of rocks to negotiate, but nothing too dramatic. And the drive from Nagala to Sandy Cape is one of the premier drives on the island. You just gotta do it.
Big drop off on the back end of this one, Gianna, nice and steady over the top. Come across at an angle.
Okay.
Might be a slow trip up.
Once we get through the rocks, mate, it opens up.
We are at Sandy Cape. Just a wee bit of
Can
sand.
you go any further, Matt?
Yeah, mate, you can go further. Just providing there's enough beach there at the moment where the tide is, but you can definitely drive further because you can get to the lighthouse. Camping there. Maybe it was just booked out.
Limited spots by the
Yeah, very limited.
Arrival of the King Tide.
On the walk up to the Sandy Cape Lighthouse. Awfully rude of National Parks not to allow us to drive up here.
They make such a good track.
Yeah, it's a beautiful track. Pretty much steady straight up climb too. That gets the heart rate going.
Trying to do a sprint last bit.
Can already see down through the trees. We'd be up a good couple 100 meter already.
I reckon we'd have to be.
That's looking over to the eastern side of the island. And you can see the salt spray pumping up from the windward side. And that is practically facing north. All nice and calm. And of course, we're up on Sandy Cape at the lighthouse. And there she is. Each of those panels on that lighthouse weighed 3.5 tons each. And they contracted a dude from Maryborough to skull drag them up that hill. And it's a steep one. 1.2k from the beach to the top. And every step is a gain in altitude. Bank of solar panels. Must be all completely automated now. Kimmy's peeking into one of the baby windows. A little battery store? Yeah, sure is. I don't know whether that's coming through or whether it's just reflection, but that's all batteries. You stacking, Kim, already?
That'll be the fire break that we're looking at, Care.
Yes. All right, we're sitting out at Sandy Cape. We got the awnings out. We got a little bit of shade, and Matt's gonna bring his car over to beside ours, and we'll butt the two awnings up with one another. We pulled up at Sandy Cape for lunch. This unique spot sees a large sand blow just kiss the shore, and at high tide, the waves lap the bank. A great spot to stop and stretch the legs. Straighten your wheels and straight in. Good, 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 good. Hello!
We're at Sandy Cape, just pulling up the lighthouse, pulled up for lunch.
Have a look at that. Unbelievable.
We're spreading far. Those are big steps. Oh, God. Look at, oh, that's hilarious. Good job.
Well, we're heading back from Sandy Cape now. We had a wonderful time climbing sand dunes and going for swims, etc. We have decided we're going to go back to Orchid Beach. We're going to ditch our rubbish. We are going to recommission with water, and we're going to camp back on Ocean Beach again. It's 2 o'clock, 2:45 in the afternoon, and that we're normally pulling up camp by then. So it's better the devil that we know than the devil we don't. So we're going to pull up to a campsite that we're familiar with. We know the location. We don't have to go hunting, so that'll cut a little bit of time and improve our efficiency a little bit. Well, there's a dingo on the beach here, and these people are watching it, all lined up taking photos. Two of them. So we're just about to round the tip here at Sandy Cape and start heading back in a southerly direction. Look at the crest of those waves just over the beach. That's pretty cool.
The birds are still at that corner.
They are. Here we go. We take our right-hander and start to head south. Look at how menacing the skies look to the south. That's that weather event, which is now sitting over northern New South Wales. Next stop, Nagala Rocks. Here's a cool little time lapse of Nagala Rocks heading north to south. The crossing was very easy once again as the sand was wet and compacted from all the rain. When it's dry, however, members of the 40 PSI Club can have this little track closed literally for hours. Do you notice anything about this particular crossing? That's right, well spotted. There was not one single car in either direction as we crossed. It's amazing timing for us, as the big rain event has shut down the ferries and prevented anyone from getting on or off the island.
Monday afternoon, back at Ocean Lake camping ground. Just moved to another site on top of the dune. Body point up in the distance.
Starting to make tea too. Start over from here.
The following morning, the sun was shining and the breeze was calm. We decided that today would be the day we hit Champagne Pools. We set off from our camp at Ocean Beach, and it was not long into the inland tracks before we pulled over with a minor issue that needed addressing. What are we doing, Matty?
I've got sway bar bolts that keep coming loose, and it gets me a vicious clonk under the car. And my friend is going to be Loctite when I get home.
You should have done it back on the grass.
Yeah, I know. I never said I was smart. Look at this, Ted. This is actually a right-handed shifter. It's not like that one you've got.
Mate, yeah, exactly. I keep tripping Matt out because I got a left-handed shifter. You can do both sides. Crawl in the dirt, you dog.
I know.
And we're doing the other side as well.
Yep.
They got nylock nuts on them, but they just seem to be working themselves free. So a bit of Loctite, and that'll be that, eh, Matty?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, we're walking down to Champagne Pools. We're on the northern track, and the southern track's just about the same as this one is, and it's just about the same distance too. We should be getting a decent little foamy bath today because waves are still pumping and the tide is what? It's 3/4 of the way up, would it be, Matt? Set up a bit of stairs to get down to the bottom. Come on. Of the Champagne Pools. There's a little kiddie pool over there on the right. There's a main pool in the middle. And there's a last pool here on the left.
Oh, he's a big one.
You gotta get your tides right. We timed it just about perfectly. The tide's fallen since we've been here though, and the pools have died right off. But if you like bubbles and washing machines, come on down here. And that's the set of stairs back up to the northern car park, and southern car park for that matter. After that amazing swim at Champagne Pools, we were back on the tracks again, heading in a southerly direction. Our next camp turned out to be the best camp we had on this trip, and probably one of the best camping locations on the entire island. Want to see where that is? Until next time, bye now.